Hey everyone, and welcome back. So, a little impromptu weekend stream here. Honestly, I just didn't know what my schedule was going to look like over the weekend, so I didn't want to promise anything. But I definitely wanted to take a look at the Xbox showcase this year because I think, for two reasons primarily. Look, I think it is our last chance at Silksong for Summer Games Fest. Let's just be totally 100% honest. If it doesn't show up here, we're not hearing about it in Summer Games Fest. Does it mean we could hear about it somewhere else? Possibly in the future still, because it's still supposed to be coming out this year. But I do definitely think that this is our last shot for getting a Silksong announcement at Summer Games Fest. But the second reason why I definitely wanted to check out the Xbox showcase this year is that I do think that we might get some games confirmed for Switch or Switch 2 in the Xbox showcase. Now, I hope YouTube updated my thumbnail because there was a fuck up with when I launched the live stream notification, and for some odd reason it didn't update my thumbnail. It sent out the last one from our Mario Kart stream. So yeah, that was and the worst is I switched it and everything. I am sure I did because I switched it. I set up the stream. I went upstairs to go grab something to drink and everything. Yeah, well, now it's good. It's just that originally what sucks is a lot of the probably initial notifications, like, you know, when it pops up like on your phone screen and stuff, it probably popped up with a Mario Kart one for a lot of people. So people were like, what the heck is this? Xbox showcase with a Mario Kart thumbnail? Anyway, doesn't matter. Important thing is now it's okay then. Thank you for letting me know, Goonie Kid, that now it is okay. So yeah, we're going to be watching the Xbox showcase today, man. We're going to hopefully be getting some announcements to be excited for, as primarily Nintendo Switch players on the channel. Like, I know some of you might have Xboxes, but you know, we primarily cover Nintendo Switch stuff. It's just that I really think we might be getting some announcements compatible for Nintendo Switch or Switch 2 in this showcase. So, you know, yeah, and Gears news. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised that we would get a Gears collection on the Switch, too. I wouldn't be surprised if we wouldn't get a Gears collection for, like, the first Gears on the Switch, too. It could possibly be. And I do think Microsoft is going to be one of the big Nintendo partners for the next generation. Like, I think they're going to... Obviously, they're going to be putting their games on Sony devices as well, but I do think they might push like relaunches of quite a few games on the Switch or Switch 2. So we'll see. We will see. Today's showcase is definitely gonna maybe bring us some good stuff, maybe not. We will see once we get into it. So now we're just like sort of they're fishing, man. They're fishing. The audio, what's the audio like? Is it decent? Your Switch 2 has to be sent in for repairs? What happened with it, man? Already? What happened, man? You didn't get... GameStop didn't staple your screen, did it? What, let me know, Goonie Kid. I'm very interested in knowing about issues that you've had with your Switch 2 so far. Will not power on. Okay. That is a first one that I hear about. I mean, it happens always that you have defective units, but I'm super surprised that passed like QA and everything. QA, QC, I mean. Yeah, the staple thing is crazy. And look, do I agree that they could have packaged it different? Yes. But at the same time, if you're stapling through a box that you don't know what's on the other side of the thing you're stapling in, like, that's just a bad move in any like, if you've ever worked retail, you never staple through something that you don't know what's on the other side. Like, I'm just saying, like, because some people, like, a lot of people are like, oh, Nintendo, like, boxed it the worst way possible. Well, yes and no, because theoretically, do they think of people stapling through a box when you're thinking of how you box stuff? You know what I mean? It was freezing with Mario Kart and Odyssey. Them Friday, all my battery charge icon for Nintendo. All I get is battery charge icon for Nintendo logo, and you. I imagine you tried like a hard reset and stuff like that. Like there must be a hard reset process for the Switch 2, right? I imagine you must have looked up stuff like that. I'm not aware what the hard reset is on Switch 2 because I haven't fiddled around with it in that capacity yet. Press and hold down the volume buttons up, plus minus. Press the power button once consoles turned on. Keep holding down the buttons for the recovery menu appears. Once in recovery mode, select restore settings. Okay. I mean, you know, quick like that, that's like, you know, the only thing I can think of for the moment because I haven't taken my Switch 2 apart yet, or I haven't taken a Switch 2 apart yet. I'll be honest, I'm probably not going to take apart the first one I have because I need it for content. And although I'm pretty confident in my skills to be able to take it apart and not break it, when it's so essential for like content for the channel, I'm still not going to take the risk, even if there's only like a 5% risk that something goes wrong. Like if that, you know, but I am going to try and take a Switch 2 apart when I can. I'm going to try to get my hands on a second one eventually. Once, you know, craziness drops down, budget is restored on the channel because we pretty much blew the whole channel budget for like the next 2 months on the launch. So we'll see what's up. But, you know, things might go very good this month, hopefully. So we might have everything restored more rapidly than expected. I'm hoping. I'm crossing my fingers. Finished Mario. By the way, I finished Mario Kart. Like finished is a big word, but like I finished the general content in Mario Kart yesterday. I still have stuff to unlock. I still have characters to unlock. I still have whatnot to factory restore. That is recovery mode. Did that as well to factory restore. Yeah. Well, like I said, look, it happens. It happens. Defective units. Hopefully, they're gonna get you a swap pretty quick. Don't you have 30 days directly in store with most retailers, though? Like, I thought you have like 30 days if there's no physical damage on the console. I thought you had 30 days with most retailers directly in store. Like most, like obviously I'm not aware with like all the legalities everywhere in the US, but I know here in Canada, like in Quebec, like the first 30 days it's at the retailers. It's after the first 30 days that they have to be sent in. But look, I haven't tried with the Switch 2, so maybe they're being a little iffy with that. But yeah. Anyway. It is what it is, man. That really sucks, Goonie Kid. I know it must like really ruin your current like. I mean, I'd be a little annoyed. I'd be definitely annoyed. I would go check with the retailer first. You might have a certain delay. UPS has it. It's too late. Okay. Okay. Because I would have said, like, if you got it directly from a retailer, I like, especially since it's like a DOA, like, you know, like less than 30 days. Basically, the reason why it's like that here, at least, is that something that is damaged within the first 30 days, like is defective within the first 30 days, without physical damage to it, is like, it's like considered a DOA, a dead on arrival. And a dead on arrival means like you open the box, it doesn't work. Well, the retailer's not supposed to sell it to you. You know what I mean? So that's why like some places have legislation that give you like a certain period where they swap it directly there. But like I said, I finished Mario Kart, the general content, like I unlocked like, Star Road and all that stuff. There's only like the 200cc mode that I don't want to look online how to unlock it, because I just want to unlock it myself, but I'm probably eventually going to do so. Like eventually, if I can't figure out how to unlock the 200cc mode, I might check it out. But like, because I'm pretty sure I saw in the trailer that there is a 200cc mode. I just don't have it unlocked yet. At least not in the basic options. So maybe it's like one of those hidden things that you have to like go into the options or something to unlock, because it's like a super hard or whatnot. But yeah, so I finished General Mario Kart. Now moving on to Fast Fusion. And first review on the channel is probably going to be Fast Fusion, because I think that game definitely needs a little bit of praising. I know a lot of people are talking about it, but I want to make sure people know that for the price, as a Switch 2 launch title, it is a really fun game. And if you don't have a lot of money because of you bought the Switch 2 and you don't want to spend like, $80 on a game, $70 on a game, I do think Fast Fusion is an excellent pickup for showcasing the power of the console, having a fun time, and there are a few disappointing things about it, but I'm going to get into that into the review. But yeah, I do think it's one of the worthwhile titles, though, as a launch title for like $15, like 10 or $15. Because I know in Canada it cost me like a little bit more. Hold on. I'm wondering how much it is in the US. Yeah, $15, man. That's a really good deal for the game. I was feeling like 15, and yeah, that's what it is. It's honestly a really, really fun game. And I think they did better, like, on the playability side, I think they did better than Fast RMX. On the playability side, there's improvements. Where for the moment, what's lacking, though, is, like, content-wise, I just feel like once you've gone through it all, it's probably not going to have the staying power of something like Mario Kart. But for $15, as a game that's going to definitely take you a few hours to play through, that you can definitely pop out when people come over to do some split-screen multiplayer. It has like a decent price versus quality ratio going for it. And like I said, especially that a lot of the games are expensive, it gives people an opportunity to play a real Switch 2 game without spending a ton of money. That, and I would say I would be picking up that's on sale right now. I would be I'm really. The crazy part is I just don't have enough time. That's the Xbox showcase, man. It's, I don't know. They're putting they're having us fish while we wait. That is their their timing screen or whatever you want to call it. Their countdown screen is that. No Man's Sky is the game I was looking for, is the title I was looking for. No Man's Sky is on sale right now, and the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, the upgrade is free. And I'm feeling like that's going to be a freaking crazy game on Nintendo Switch 2. I'm actually probably going to drop more time into that game now on Switch 2 than I did on Switch 1. I just need to, like, honestly, right now there's just too much... There's too much. Isn't this from Isn't this from oh my god! But this isn't. This isn't the fishing is from Xbox Fishing Simulator 25. My boyfriend is playing it right now. That's awesome. Mimi super teeny. No, but isn't this from my god. It's early in the morning, okay, for me. Like I'm already bad with titles normally. Right now I'm like totally like mind frozen. The freaking series where you're in a vault and you get out Fallout, my god. Isn't this from Fallout? Exactly. Thank you so much. Like, isn't this from Fallout? Isn't this like the fishing in one of the Fallouts? I honestly, I haven't played a lot of them. I played the most was Fallout 3, I'm feeling. But, yeah. But like I said, I do think we're going to get some announcements of games that are going to be playable on the Switch too, which is why I want to watch this showcase. I was going to watch it anyway, so I'm like, if I'm going to sit here and watch a showcase, why am I not streaming it with you guys? That way we can be excited at the same time. And like I said, this is our last shot at Silksong. This is our last shot at Silksong for Summer Games Fest. And honestly, I've been saying it since we were streaming on Thursday. I think it's the best shot for Silksong. I think it makes sense that it hasn't showed up till now. It does feel slower to 8 because there's a lot of straightaways, Canadian chick. I feel that the reason why Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart in this one feels slower than Mario Kart 8 is the levels have a lot more straightaways. And Mario Kart in straightaways does not feel quick. And that's the same in every game. When you get a straightaway, it doesn't feel like you're driving fast. Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart in general feels fast when you're in the curves, when you're in the turns. And I do find that a lot of the levels have a lot of straightaways this time, which showcases like the beauty of the design of the levels and stuff, but doesn't, to me at least, it doesn't jive as much gameplay-wise as Mario Kart 8. But I don't want to say it's weaker than 8. I want to do a full review on the game, and I have my thoughts. I also think that currently Mario Kart World is an unfinished game. I think it's a game that's been set up to deliver future content. Like, Nintendo hasn't pure said it yet because they sold Mario Kart at a higher price point, saying that it's the ultimate experience for whatnot. But I'm pretty sure that in the next year or two, we're going to be getting extra content for Mario Kart World. It is 100% set up like a game that is not finished. Like, if you look at the number of cups that you have in Mario Kart World, and you compare the number of cups that you had in Mario Kart 8, even off the get-go, we have half the cups we had, or like, not exactly half, but like 60% of the cups we had in Mario Kart 8. Now, it has a lot more. The online modes, however, I find way funner in Mario Kart World than Mario Kart 8. Like the knockout races, I'm gonna admit I'm addicted to them. I really, really like the knockout races, and I've been playing them a lot. But I would say that it is a game that is developed much, much more around playing online than Mario Kart 8, which was primarily a couch co-op game with some online modes added in after. Yeah, I thought, I wasn't sure how it was going to work out too. However, I do see the like, to me, there's like a balancing act in the game. It's that I feel the game overall, having 24 players, is way more fun, but it's also way more unpredictable. So there are, like, to me, there's way more frustrations in the races in Mario Kart World than there was in Mario Kart 8. But that works towards the game feeling more challenging and feeling. You know how Mario Kart 8, you would get out in front and And once you were out in front, like 80% of the time, you wouldn't have to really worry about anyone catching up or messing you up unless you got really unlucky. Well, this time, the game really doesn't feel like that. Obviously, I don't know the shortcuts yet. I don't know the cheats in the levels and whatnot, which is something that is most likely to come, like, once I have time to focus on each level individually and learning the shortcuts and all that. But honestly, I'd love to see we talked about it early in the stream when I just came up. I would love to see a retro Gears pack for the older Gears games coming to Switch 2. I would also love to see maybe an announcement for Call of Duty coming to Switch 2. Because don't forget that Activision and Blizzard and all that is now part of Microsoft, so we could get announcements like that. Like, if I'm talking from the Switch perspective, okay, because I want to primarily talk from the Switch perspective, I hope we get that. I do hope we maybe get... Like, I know this is asking for a lot because I think we're far from there, but I would like to see a follow-up to the Crash Bandicoot 4. I think Crash Bandicoot 4 was a really, really great game overall and an awesome return to form. And it's also a game that I want to test on the Switch 2, by the way. Because, like, there is so much content to cover, it is actually insane. You want to see more from Blade. Yeah, Blade 2, but, like, that game has been in limbo for so long that I'm like, doubtful they're going to deliver something, like, good. It's like insane. It's like those games that I'm scared to see because I'm also scared that if they come out and they're bad, it's just gonna like it's gonna be another Redfall situation. You know what I mean? Where like it just doesn't live up to what people are expecting because they're waiting so long. And that's the problem with games that have huge development cycles. It's like when the game starts, the expectations aren't the same by the time the game ends because more games are coming out in between. And I think that's what fucks developers up sometimes. It's that expectations move quicker than the development of games currently. And on top of that, developers sometimes try to adjust mid-cycle to the new developments. But when you don't start developing the game in that sense, it feels dialed. It feels like, like thrown in. And that's why I think a lot of games come out like feeling half finished with modes that aren't really working because it's developers trying to cash in on like current vibes halfway through a development cycle. Where if you would have started with that, the game would have been way different than it ends up being. And I think, too, that, like, games maybe need... Like, if you look at some of the most successful games, they have one person with a very solid vision directing the ship. Games that are pieced together with multiple teams, and I feel not without a strong lead to keep the central vision focused, wind up coming together like shittily. There's no other better way of saying it. It winds up coming together shittily. And I think that a lot of these huge companies with these huge teams, they have too many leads. You know what I mean? Like they have the artistic lead, then they have the gameplay lead, then they have the storyline lead, then they have the general lead, and it's okay because you do need like levels of direction if you go through, but there should be an overarching like one person that has the last say on everything. And although I believe that theoretically that there always is that overall project manager that has like the last say, I think a lot of them don't exercise their power enough, giving too much freedom. And to bring a game together, you need a central vision that is very directed. Very directed. And, you know, like I work for a big, like a totally different domain, but a very big company. and you can see the projects that get delivered because they have a strong lead versus the projects that don't get delivered because they have like too many cooks in the kitchen. Okay, guys, it's starting up. So let's get set up. 2, 1, let's go. Let's go, guys. Are they opening with Silksong? Hold on, let me put this full screen so that we get a way better vision. There we go. Yeah, I don't think they'd lead with that, though. Xbox Game Studios presents. Okay, so we're starting with the Outer Worlds. Hold on. Get this out of the way. Why is this staying here? Normally this doesn't stay here.
I care that the colony is in disarray. We didn't come to Arcadia to get...
Oh, why is this doing this?
We came to spread freedom and liberate resources for profit. But this
I don't want my search bars or anything at the top.
Things up. They're not alone in doing so. And they think they can just choose how things play out. They could stop us from stealing the Protectorate's brainwashing technology, which we
there we go.
need to improve our
I don't know, the full screen just effed up, so by popping out and back in, we're good.
And that world computer of theirs.
How's the sound? Is it too loud, or can you guys hear me when I talk over it?
So, you see why this menace must be wiped from the face of existence. Or, better yet, brought to our side through the power of capitalism.
You're good? Okay.
Now,
If some of you find that the sound is too loud or whatnot, just let me know. Good. I do want to be louder than the stream so that when I do say something, it makes you guys hear it. Oh yeah, man, Cherry Coke is the best. I'll be honest, I'm not super excited about Outer Worlds. It's not a game I'm like excited for, but I can see the quality in it. And I get that, man. I get that. People that love the first one are gonna most likely love the second one. To me, the first one was enjoyable. It just, I didn't go crazy for it.
An adventure made for capitalism by capitalism. Inflate our impressions and
yeah, me neither. Like Cyberpunk, that's one of the reasons I'm having trouble getting into it. I hate first-person games, especially with melee combat. I find melee combat and first-person just doesn't jive well for me.
Premiere.
Okay, world premiere, guys.
Babe, what's wrong?
I'm sorry. I've just been so depressed lately.
You know, it would fix everything. Humanzaprom.
And just after we say that, we get another like first-person game. Hold on, what quality is this running at? Because this looks low. We're gonna go 1080p 60, okay, just to keep the stream quality good, like the stream speed good. Oh yeah, this actually looks funner. This is the one with the wacky guns there. Or the guns talk to you as you're playing the game. Although I'm not a fan of like the first person. Oh no, the talking gun. Yeah, exactly. I can't remember the title of it, but I remember the concept. Sorry about that, guys.
humans are barely sentient. Scientists have done studies.
I,
and
I,
the brains are like
I'll give you
half
that.
the size
So
of
far, the
us.
story in Cyberpunk, however, is pulling me in. Okay, I'm gonna say that part though. The story in Cyberpunk, I wasn't expecting to jive with it, and the characters are really well written so far. So that game
World
looks
premiere.
interesting. I'll say it looks interesting. Lord of the Rings? That looks like a door to one of the doors of like Moria and stuff. This is a Lord of the Rings game, right? Maybe not. Because this doesn't look like Lord of the Rings type of like armor and stuff. But, you know, it could be the introduction of a faction we haven't seen before. Nintendo could show Silksong, but that would be in a direct. What I'm talking about is Summer Games Fest. Resonance. A Plague Tale Legacy. Okay. Steam, PS5. No Switch yet, man. We haven't seen anything yet. That's it's a Plague Tale game. Okay, shaping it into a controller. Is this the handheld reveal? Are they revealing the handheld? Dude, guys, I think they're revealing the handheld. Wow, everyone said they were shelving it. Oh, it's Rogue and Xbox. They are revealing. Hey, Silksong is the game on the freaking screen. Guys, we might be getting some news here. Honestly, I would get one of these. I would get one of these to replace my Steam Deck. It actually looks better than I was expecting. And I'm not gonna lie, it looks like it's actually gonna feel better in hand than Nintendo, than the Switch. Like, I love my Switch, don't get me wrong. I'm not turning, guys, don't worry. I'm just saying, I wouldn't need a grip with this one. Holiday 2025, guys. Holiday 2025. We are getting a competing handheld.
Xbox, we strive to put the player first. And that's what you've seen from us.
Xbox
over the
hasn't
years.
done a dedicated
We've led the
handheld
industry
yet.
with backward compatibility. We championed crossplay and cross progression. We delivered Game Pass, first on console, then on PC, and with cloud gaming.
Look,
So
just
what's
as a
next?
Game
How
Pass
can we give you even
handheld,
more
it would be
freedom,
amazing.
More choice, more ways to play. Our next step is to unify your gaming no matter where you buy or play. So we're building an Xbox experience designed for players, not locked to a single store or tied to one device. The Xbox Ally is an Xbox you can hold in your hands, bringing together the power of Xbox and the freedom
Can you
of
play
Windows.
Steam games on it?
On this Xbox, you can play games across your entire library, including all the Windows PC game stores, from Xbox and Battle.net to Steam, GOG, and Ubisoft
Guys,
Connect.
we can play
And
Steam games on
The
it.
highly anticipated Hollow Knight Silksong will be available at launch and in Game Pass when the Ally releases later this year. In fact,
Launch title,
every new game you see in
Silksong.
today's show will be playable on the Xbox Ally. We have always wanted you to have the unique experience of Xbox on any screen. That's why we're
Silksong
investing in
holiday
Xbox Play
season.
Anywhere. Whether you're playing on console, PC, smart TV, or any Windows handheld like the new Xbox Ally,
It's gonna be a launch
Xbox
title
experience
for the
roams
freaking
with you. Your
Rogue.
library, progression, friends, and achievements. There are over 1,000 Xbox Play Anywhere games on Xbox today. And every new game you see in today's show, from our partners and our studios, is Xbox Play Anywhere.
Now I'm glad
And
I'm
because it's
streaming
Xbox,
this.
You can
'cause-
always have access to Game Pass with a diverse lineup of games from the biggest franchises to critically acclaimed indie hits. This is the freedom we believe players should have. Any game, anywhere. And we are giving it our all every day to make this vision real. But it all comes back to the games. From Dead to Rights on the original Xbox to Armored Core 6, our relationship with Bandai Namco Entertainment has stood the test of time.
Holy shit,
We both
Xbox
believe in
handheld,
bringing
man.
amazing experiences to players around the world, and their next game does exactly that. From Rebel Wolves Studio, this is a story-rich action RPG steeped in dark fantasy that I can't wait for you to explore. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Now, I don't know if this is gonna actually kibosh some of the games coming to Switch, though. But I don't feel like it, because they're sending everything to PlayStation. Yeah, the presenter, man, is going hard. She's going hard naturally. You know how sometimes the presenters feel fake? She did not feel fake, though. I'm gonna give that to her. She was going hard, and she felt like
Monsters have always been here,
it was flowing naturally.
watching from the shadows. And when we
Yeah,
were
you guys
weakest,
might hold on. I have to turn them off. I have
came
to
out into the
force
light.
turn them off. Give me a sec,
we
guys.
feared for our lives. But we should have feared for our souls instead.
Commercials are turned off. You guys won't get any more. My bad. I had the general setting for like a normal
They
stream.
came to rule,
Sorry about that, guys.
to turn us into mindless, docile cattle. Not me, though.
Like normally when I do like
tried to change
lives
me
and
into
directs,
one of them.
I turn it off. I'm so sorry, I forgot.
But I became something else instead.
This actually looks good, Dawn Walker.
Their worst nightmare.
This looks like a vampire game I could get into.
Trapped between the two worlds.
But honestly, I think it's gonna be even better than just a pure Xbox handheld.
The evil behind it all.
He is out there watching, seeping into you, growing.
Because of its compatibility with Steam and like Epic and all that. The Blood of the Dawn Walker. This actually looks good. Still no Switch, eh? Still no Switch 2. Xbox Series XS, Steam, PS5. Like I said, that might kibosh some of the games coming to Switch 2 at the beginning.
World premiere.
Is that? Oh my god, I was like, Mario? In an Xbox? Like, because that was pure like a Mario pipe. But they did that on purpose to freak you out for a sec. Oh my god, a 3D Meat Boy. I want to play this so much. This looks amazing. This actually looks pretty good. And this is a better idea than the Auto Runner. Like the Meat Boy Forever, it was okay, but it was the auto running definitely put me off a bit. Going 3D though, like this, like a 3D Mario, like 3D World type perspective, pretty good.
Super Meat Boy 3D.
Yo, still no Switch 2. Wow. But all confirmed for PlayStation, though. But once again, I'm going to repeat what I said earlier. Some of these games might be announced in a direct, and Nintendo wants it to punch in a direct, so they're not showing that it's coming to Switch. The new Ninja Gaiden? Ninja Gaiden 4, right? Yeah.
I'll kill the Dark Dragon myself.
This looks freaking amazing. And if this doesn't come to Switch 2, I'm going to be extremely, extremely pissed.
Breaking the Dark Dragon free has its consequences.
So like I said, we might, if we do get a Nintendo Direct, some of these games we might re-see with the Switch symbol added.
There's something I need your help with.
And it might be a marketing agreement between Nintendo and Microsoft so that the Nintendo Direct has more punch. Because if you do a Nintendo Direct and all the games you've seen before and you already know that they've been announced for Switch, people are going to bitch, for sure. But if we get like, oh my god, Ninja Gaiden 4 is coming to Switch, people are going to freak out and be excited. This looks fucking good, man. Like, I can't, like, I've been waiting, like, okay, I'm not going to lie, I'm more excited for the 2D Ninja Gaiden, but I still want, I still want my 3D Ninja Gaiden 2. Oh man, that looks so freaking awesome. I love Ninja Gaiden. It's one of my classic babies that is coming back in full shape. Just like Shinobi, man. I can't wait to play Shinobi. And we're getting there, man. It's not that far away. Indiana? A sequel? Or is this just like...
Here we go.
Good luck, Indy.
What are you doing, Jones? Are you crazy?
A new adventure begins. Guys, DLC...
This is where it starts.
This... If this comes to Switch 2, I will play this on Switch 2, by the way.
The streets of Rome. Enter the city of Antioch. Find the secret relic.
Does that still sound like Troy Baker?
Bring it back to the Holy See. Defend the secret. They worshipped the giants.
I haven't played Indiana Jones yet, by the way. So if I played on Switch 2, it would be a blind playthrough. And the Great Circle, the Order of Giants. September 4th, 2025, guys. Nice. Once again, my call that maybe some Switch stuff was gonna get confirmed is sort of getting effed though. Although they have already said that Silksong will be playable both on Switch 1 and 2, so that is guaranteed. Come here, Topaz. Come here. Yeah, come. Yeah, come. I'm here. Sorry. What is this? Ooh, is this like a Sekiro follow-up? Like, it doesn't look like it just reminds me of the combat in Sekiro. It didn't say Game Freak, did it? Beast of Reincarnation. Okay.
封じ子エマ、お前こそが輪廻の獣を滅ぼす刃となる。
Interesting. This one looks actually pretty fun too. Like, I'm gonna say Xbox is slapping with these. Like, they're better than the Sony State of Play showcase so far. No, like, I'm gonna say the games that I've seen so far, at least for my tastes, are slapping the crap out of the PlayStation PlayStation showcase. State of Play.
Here's to playing in the mud.
Like, I say I don't like first person, but I really like BioShock. So this one gives me those kind of vibes.
It ain't for the spineless.
Keep your filthy pickers off me!
And it sure as shite ain't for the decent.
That's a clean sweep for one.
There has been a crime.
The knob.
Justice itself has been affronted. I have been baffled.
Lord Griswick.
Baffled!
Yes, I got that part. Do you know anyone who might wish you ill? We can't arrest and question everyone.
Yeah, BioShock is amazing. Like, story-wise, atmosphere-wise, everything was just on point.
Trust your instincts, sir.
Tall.
Yes, sir.
Built rather slim, well muscular.
Mm-hmm.
Was very quick, agile.
Go on.
With a mustache. No, larger.
I see.
Quite fashionable. That's the fiend who robbed me.
Yeah, I know. You're right. It does feel like sort of Dishonored.
Breaking in is the easy part.
Your brandy, sir.
Getting away with it is the real trick.
These candlesticks ain't gold. Worthless and dull, just like you. Nah, I have a customer. How can I help you?
I'd rather talk to you, Errol. Sounds like I'll get a better deal.
You talk to me first, and him never. Got it?
Uncle's a bit touchy,
Like,
ain't he, Errol?
I find that this is going on a little bit too long, though, from the character perspective.
Say to Errol. Brains. If I hadn't seen it,
I don't know.
with my
That's it.
own
I'd like
eyes,
to know what I'm
I
looking
wouldn't
at.
have believed it.
Round here, it's all sharp edges, empty pockets, and blood on the cobbles. Goodbye, Silas.
Like, it could be a BioShock, but it doesn't mix with the overarching world, because BioShock, like,
You'd either got a gang at your back, or a knife in it.
We're family here. Family takes care of its own.
Can't put a price on that, can you?
Them's in charge.
yeah, no,
They
Xbox
don't
is
keep
cooking, man,
order.
for this year.
They keep power.
Now, the problem is, can they deliver the games?
Into the crucible
And will the games be good? Because Xbox, the problem is they deliver hard on promises.
Broken.
They've just
Scared to fight back.
under-delivered on, like, end
That's why it pays
projects.
to be clever and well armed.
And I'm wondering how much their handheld's gonna be.
Let's go.
Is
and
there a
end few
price on the
arguments.
Xbox handheld?
Don't get cocky. They've got a weapon far worse. Time. And if they can rewrite history, they can rewrite us. But look who just found Mummy's keys. Now I can fiddle with time.
All I'm seeing is the rumored prices. I don't see anything confirmed.
Back in the barrel. Bring the chaos to a crawl.
No, I know all of these games are on PlayStation so far.
Happened.
But like I said, Xbox said it. They're moving more towards a developer perspective, with that still makes hardware, than a hardware first, developer second perspective.
And let me tell you,
we still don't know what this is.
Like it when the rabbits got the gun.
The more I see it, though, the more I think it's a new IP. It's not going to be related to anything we know. Clockwork Revolution, you see? Brand new IP. Coming in due time. So no real release date on that one.
Our creative teams are dedicated to bringing players award-winning, record-breaking, critically acclaimed games. Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 from Activision, Doom, The Dark Ages from Bethesda, Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred.
Like Dark Ages under-delivered.
From Xbox Game Studios. All of our teams across Xbox First Party are shipping their most played
And I don't know
games
how
ever,
after Doom and Doom Eternal you fucked that up.
Content than ever before. From original single-player experiences to vast online worlds, our teams are empowered to build the games they've always dreamed of. We want our players to have the choice and flexibility of where and how they play the games our teams make.
This is amino acids, yeah.
Our games will be available day one in Game Pass.
It's an amino acid shake.
Every new game we make for both Xbox consoles and PC will be.
I'm actually going to work out like in about an hour. I would say in about an hour I'm going to work out. So I'm doing an amino acid shake to
as you've seen
get
in
into
recent
it.
Years, more and more of our characters, stories, and worlds are expanding to brand new audiences through TV and film.
Got a new barbecue this weekend.
The Fallout TV series broke records and brought millions
So
of
we're going to be
players into
barbecuing
the game.
burgers and hot
We have
dogs
more
tonight.
projects in the works as gaming continues to influence film and television like never
Spent like 2 hours like putting my
new
barbecue together
franchises,
yesterday.
Obsidian
It's such a
is having
bitch, man,
year
putting
like
those things
no other.
together.
From launching a blockbuster new game like Avowed to the upcoming release of The Outer Worlds 2 this October. Obsidian is always delivering great games, and they have a third game launching this year. You'll get to go deeper on it in our Direct, but until then, let's take a look.
Yeah, no, I will, and I'm gonna be working on content like all evening. Yeah, I found I feel better if I preload them, but I think that's like a personal thing. But I feel better when I preload them because I don't run out of juice during the workout.
Action figure can ride anything.
And then after I drink protein, generally.
There's been an explosion at Brook Hollow Park. Chaos descended on a ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against their will.
Oh my god, it's a follow-up to the one we got on Switch there, Grounded.
Company Eminent Practical Technologies was set to dedicate a statue of the 4 teenagers, fast food science robot Burgle, and Dr. Tully when an explosion erupted. Dr. Tully and the teenagers' current whereabouts.
It's Grounded, right? The name? The one where you're the kids, and it's basically a Honey I Shrunk the Kids game version.
You gotta keep them separated.
This summer. Oh man, we're so gonna get oh man, I'm so gonna get copyright struck for this. Okay, I'm gonna just mute it, guys, because it's already gonna be copyright struck for sure. And it's just gonna make my video easier to process after. Sorry about this, guys, but as soon as this trailer's over, I'm gonna put the sound back on. And that was already probably too much. We gotta keep it separated. It's guaranteed. Yeah, still playing. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, it's just trying to
ND3500 reached. Accessing predecessor's travel log. Attempting data salvage.
Grounded 2, man. Pretty freaking cool.
I have encountered an unprecedented orphan. It was in a state of suppressed recomposition.
The behavior pattern of the orphans populating the area.
They already talked about Silksong Omni, man. It's going to be a launch title for the Xbox handheld. And it's supposed to be a holiday 2025. We don't have an exact date, but whenever the Xbox handheld launches, it's going to be a launch title. They showed it off. They said it.
It is highly recommended to proceed with caution.
Ooh, man. This reminds me of Dead Space. Chronos: A New Dawn.
Consistently. In coordination.
Destroying the nest is now painful.
Like, this gives me a Dead Space vibe, but, like, not in space.
Such is our calling.
Yeah, me too. I love games with a horror aspect to it. Coming fall 2025. Man, and a lot of these games are for 2025. A lot of these games, like, we've seen a few that don't have release dates or in a few that are 2026, but I've got to give it to them. A lot of them are 2025. I just wish we could get hard dates on a lot of these. Because to me, when they just say 2025, it still feels like they're rushing and they don't know exactly when it's going to come out. Oh my god, another freaking song. Elder Scrolls Online, that's like freaking a guaranteed song that's going to be copyright. Elder Scrolls Online, man. I'm just going to check if the music's still playing. Yeah. A time to share. Na, 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 na. I'll sing it for you guys, okay? I'll spare you that. Don't worry. Well, I'm most likely gonna get the handheld. Am I gonna get it at launch? Maybe not. And like I said, we're always remaining Switch focused, but honestly, I think it would be. I think it's gonna be a fun handheld for really the games that just you won't get on Switch, like Steam exclusive games and stuff like that. And I think I'll like it more than my Steam Deck. Like, the Steam Deck's fine, but it has, for me, it has too many downsides. Like, the battery, for one, is garbage. Are we still in the music? Okay, we're good. Yeah, I could get it at launch and do a quick review. Like, especially, like, I think people are going to be interested in comparisons with Switch 2. But honestly, just showing you guys, performance-wise, it's not that far off the Switch 2. It has 4 gigs more RAM, though.
Mayday! Mayday! Hold one to mission control. We're falling.
But it all depends on what the processor they're going to use is.
Thomas, the ship's breaking apart. There's no time. Evacuate now. Thomas, come in.
Ariane, you sacrificed everything for a new world to save mankind.
these things like 3 years later, if the company aims for the same quality of handheld, it's always going to be better 3 years later than 3 years earlier. And like the last refresh for the Steam Deck, I feel was like 3 or 4 years ago. Like the last refresh hardware-wise. Like Nintendo or like Nintendo Switch or like any of the mainline consoles, Steam Deck isn't even on the same like planet as those other, as like the consoles. Fine, it looks okay. Not like so far I've got to say, Aphelion, it looks okay, but it's one of the least interesting ones for me so far. Man, they are hitting hard with the world premieres, man.
Welcome to England, Mr. David. I know this must be a shock, having never met your real father, but he left you this hotel in his will.
Pretty freaking crazy, all this.
For generations, much like the caretaker. He's a little eccentric. You'll see.
Let me welcome you to the Grand, a hotel famous across the land. Every room used to be in such high demand. Your wish I'll command here at the Grand.
Well, hello there. It looks like you're about to do some renovations. Would you like some help with that?
Yeah, it's probably going to get copyrighted again.
He was helping the entire village. You have his power tools. You know, you could pick up where he left off. You seem like a good man, like he was.
I'm in.
Like they're using music that's like too
don't get wind of what you're really up to.
Too good.
Because if they find out, they will wicker man your ass.
You keep looking into things.
Yeah, and
things are gonna start looking back.
And that's gonna be a. I'm not saying the Steam Deck it didn't sell, because I'm just saying, like, if you look at the overall landscape, the Steam Deck is not a huge, you know what I mean, a huge like player base. Yeah, no, me too. This one's gonna be a hard pass. Like, this one is not capturing me in any way. And there's that, you know, that it is what it is. What is this next?
The defender of my homeland would be my daughter.
She unlocked the heavenly spear, but is she worthy?
Yeah, I was gonna say, this feels like an RTS game. Like, this doesn't look like a pure, no, this doesn't look like a pure action game. It's an RTS. It's just you might be controlling from the battlefield commander perspective. Whatever it is, I haven't played it yet, so, but it seems like it's already out. Age of Mythology Retold. Oh my god, they've changed it like crazy. I really want to play this though, because I played the shit out of the original Age of Mythology. I still have the CDs, man. I still have the PC CDs. I found them again. Yeah, if they would have gone through retailers and stuff, Valve could have actually sold like a ton more. I just don't think they have the production for that.
만약 이 결정이 패권 국가의 특정 정치 집단에 이익을 저해한다면 당신의 특정 행동이 대중의 의사결정에 영향을 미칠 수 있으며 반대로 누군가는 당신의 의사결정에 영향을 주려 한다는 것을 인지할 때 자신만의 온전한 입장을 세울 수 있지 않을까.
Man, I wasn't expecting this showcase to be this long. And it's fine. Like, I'm not in a rush or anything. It's just like, I'm actually surprised we're still at the showcase and we haven't even gotten into the Outer Worlds section. Because I don't think that initial Outer Worlds section is the reason they're saying it's the Outer Worlds showcase. Like, I'm thinking once all this is done, we're going to have like a 20-minute section just of Outer Worlds too. Like, I don't get this. Sometimes you're playing a soldier and sometimes you're playing this like random girl.
당신의 분노는 스스로 결정한 것인가? 누군가 당신의 분노를 이용한다. 지정태. Like, this isn't Japanese, this is like Korean, right? I'm pretty sure those are Korean names. I'm not the best at that, but hey. Yeah, it's coming out holiday season, Silksong. They confirmed it as a launch title for the new Xbox handheld.
World premiere.
Thunderful. No, I haven't heard anything about Psychonauts.
Novo. Te kemai te mana. Mui te una ni te waiora. Dia. Novo tu alibemo iwa lotaname. Ona utalima di efema.
I feel like we've... No, but they said world premiere, right? So we haven't seen this ever before. I know, but I've seen this design style before. 2026. Oh, so the Odyssey continues. So this is why this is ringing a bell. What is this a follow-up to then? Yeah, I feel like I played this too. Like, or I played something similar and it says a follow-up to the Odyssey, so... Planet of Lana, that's why. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, it's on the Switch. That's a Nintendo Switch. Hey, we got our first Switch confirmed. Guys, we got our first Switch confirmed. The symbol was there. So I wasn't completely wrong. They probably don't have an exclusive deal with Nintendo to reveal it during the Direct. Vault-Tec, so this is Fallout. That's why we were seeing the fishing guys.
Hello there.
A win is a win.
Relaxed by the old fishing hole, wouldn't you say?
When it comes to fishing,
If you guys
Appalachia
weren't
is
here
a
at the
land
beginning, it's because
aswim
we spent
with
like 20 minutes
opportunity.
looking at these two guys
Yes,
fishing.
You'll find fish of all flavors in every walk of waterway, from its mightiest of rivers to its humblest of ponds. Just step up to the bank, cast your line, and when your bobber starts bobbing, reel in the rewards. What do you got on there, Jed? Worms. And how are they biting today?
See for yourself.
Bagging the big fish starts with finding the right tools for the job. There are as many unique combinations of rods, reels, bobbers, and baits as there are fish in the sea. And when you've caught your fill, pop over to the local tackle shop to swap fish tails.
Damn.
Can you smell that? No matter what troubles.
But is this just like an update to the original? Did the games are already out there?
Little joys like this.
Or is this the way that they're trying to actually announce a new Fallout game?
Vault Life is your ticket to easy living. Design and build your own little slice of paradise.
Holy shit, it's a life sim game in Fallout
You collect in your travels.
called Vault
Got a green
Life.
thumb?
How much you guys
Find
want to
your own
bet?
Peaceful vegetable garden.
Like this is
Nothing
actually,
warms the heart
they're trying to do a life
like
sim
neighborhood
game,
cookout.
but like Fallout style.
Community makes a wasteland.
This is
a
actually
waste
a
home.
genius plan
Join
if that's
And
it.
tomorrow you'll be kicking back and sharing a meal with friends in beautiful Appalachia.
That would actually be totally hilarious and actually really amazing. No, it's just an update to Fallout 76. Okay. It would have been genius, but they didn't do that. They just made an update to Fallout 76. Honestly, I'd be into that. I would really love a life sim game, but set in a really effed up setting. Solo leveling, overdrive, okay. You're losing hope for your Persona 4 remake? It's getting pretty late in the showcase. Man, do you realize they've been going for 46 minutes? And it's been back-to-back trailers. My girls are out on a picnic. Actually, I charged my watch over here. Not too bad. I'm not a huge fan of solo leveling, but I'm sure if you're a fan of the anime, you're gonna like be like crazed right now. What's this? Oh my god, another Pokemon-like game that's gonna get sued? Oh, guys, careful. Those, oh my god. I'm getting worried, guys. I muted myself? No. You're right, I have to mute. God damn it. That was like a K-pop song on top of it. Like it's gonna be super aggressive. Yeah, no, I got it. It's because, you know, it's not, it doesn't actually resonate as good music to me, so it didn't pop in my mind that I needed to mute it. Dude, somebody's getting sued again. The worst is if they don't... I'm joking around, but yeah. Yeah, I know. Honestly, it's the story of my life for this showcase. And probably in the beginning of the showcase, I wasn't paying attention to it enough. Animo. Dude, how much you want to bet they're like...
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I just want to say thanks to everyone for all the love and support we've seen since we announced Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 a few months ago.
Hey, it's Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I thought his name was Tony Hawk, not Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Appreciation for skating all over the world, and that means everything to me and the team. I can't wait for you all to experience the game. It's been rebuilt with so much care and attention to detail, with some brand new parks, new music, new skaters, and more. And you can enjoy it all with your friends with up to 8 players in multiplayer. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
So we're getting another Pokemon clone, man. But this is going to be an Xbox exclusive one. Yeah, he's getting old, man. Like all of us, we're all getting old. But it's Pro Skater 3+4, man. So they did a really good job with the remakes of 1+2. So let's trust that they're going to do the same for 3+4. Like, I can't complain. The remakes of the first 2 are really good. I'm not a huge fan of Pro Skater, though. I'm like the kind of person, I play it, have a little bit of fun, then I move on. Like, I don't have the nostalgia for the original games that a lot of people had. Because I didn't play a ton of it back in the day, even. Geriatric skating, yeah. Oh man, they're making the characters look old too. They are, though. Those guys look old as fuck to be skaters. Oh, guys. Turtles crossover. Of course, guys. It's a Turtles crossover. Man, TMNT is really crossovering with, like, everything right now. Not complaining. I'm a huge TMNT fan, but, like, it's crazy how they're crossovering with everything. Oh, yeah, for sure. Sony's gonna come out with their own handheld, too. Oh, Switch and Switch 2. We've got another game confirmed, guys. We've got another game confirmed.
World premiere.
Woo! Another one, man. It is actually pretty freaking crazy how they're cooking. Oh. Oh. I like what I see so far. You guys know I like that funky art style. From the creators of Spiritfarer. Are you guys going to be copywriting your trailer like you are for Spiritfarer? Because that's why Spiritfarer isn't in any eShop deals anymore, by the way. They copyright strike the trailer. Because they're dumb. They don't want people talking about their game. I haven't tested in a little while if they stop doing that, but that's just one thing. I'm just sharing it out there. It's annoying as F. Wow, this actually looks pretty cool though. Not gonna lie. I'm trying to figure out though, is it action based or no, it's like turn based. It's like a weird mix of like action and turn. Wow, this shit looks crazy. This actually looks pretty freaking crazy. Gotta say, I definitely want to play this one. At Fate's End. Man, no Switch confirmation. Fuck. Starting to get a little annoyed here. I was sure we were gonna get more. That's like a pure Switch game. That was like a game made for the Nintendo audience. Gears, guys. Are we getting my Gears collection? Oh, guys. Are we getting it? Or is this like a remake of the original? Guys, am I right? Are we getting a collection on everything? Crossplay? Crossplay to which platforms?
Looks like they upgraded.
Bowser, baby.
Let's do this. This is gonna be awesome.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Do it. Ah! No! Like, what the F, man? What the F? Like I said, the only thing I can think of, if not, is that these are reserved for a Nintendo Direct. But, like, I would have thought that being, like, a primary Microsoft franchise, they would reserve the right for that, like, that like, punch. Is this Persona? Yes, sir. Who was complaining? We've got it. Persona 4 Revival, guys. That's it? Holy shit. Blink and you miss it, eh? Holy crap. Literally blink and you would have missed that announcement.
The Smugglers League is always there. But you won't see us. You won't hear us.
I'm waiting for anything announced for Switch 2, man.
And the only way you'd ever know it is if that's what we wanted.
Rare.
As smugglers, we deal in the goods others are afraid to handle. Guns, explosives.
And don't forget the rum.
It's a life of danger like no other. So I guess.
Yeah, I know. I do. Since the beginning of Summer Games Fest, the lack of Switch announcements, I think, is because they're reserving everything for a knockout direct.
Hands on gold is one thing, but you should know that this
Like a
is what
knockout
we're
direct,
really
and we're
after.
probably going to get it
The
very
bigger
shortly.
the better. Smugglers need to be adaptable. It's more than moving under moonlight and shadows. You should be ready to take advantage of others' misfortune.
I actually like this style.
Stealing, of course, is always an option. Just do whatever it takes to get the job done. You are pirates, after all.
Welcome, my friends, to the Smugglers League. You're paying for that.
Oh, yay. Smuggler's Tides. Sea of Thieves. Okay, it's just a new season of Sea of Thieves. That's what I felt it was. I haven't really played Sea of Thieves, so I couldn't know, but based on the visuals, I felt I saw it before.
World premiere.
This is ridiculous. Please, come on.
Oh my god, this feels like the boys. Doesn't it feel like The Boys or oh, Invincible?
Had enough yet?
No, Dad, not even close.
Damn, man. Invincible is crazy, like, on the whole, on the fucking over-the-top, like, destruction and violence.
I hoped you'd understand why
I haven't had a chance to try the cameras out yet. I'll be honest, I've been focused on the game so much. Because I do want to get some content out there, as well as like an eShop deals, because I'm going to keep eShop deals going, by the way. We're going to start covering Switch 2 and Switch 1, obviously, but...
I'm not your son anymore. I'm the guy who's going to throw you off this planet for good. I'm...
Hey, by the way, the 8-bit DOE controllers are fixed now. If you update your 8-bit DOE controllers, both my 8-bit DOE controllers work now, so I can actually play Street Fighter with my Pro 2 again. I started climbing the ranks finally. Oh man, this is a fighting game. Holy crap, man. We got a new Marvel fighting game, and now we're gonna get an Invincible 3v3 tag game. Holy shit. Yeah, it actually really works for it.
See how you like this? It's an army. I am ending you. I see it all now.
Wow, man, this is gonna be, it's gonna have some brutal finishers though, and some brutal, like I can see this competing directly with Mortal Kombat in like the brutality stuff. Everything not Switch 2. Like, this is a story of our life today, isn't it? Like, every game that feels like it has to go on Switch 2 just doesn't have an announcement for it. Square Enix. Are we going to look at... Are we getting the Final Fantasy, the last part? Or is this just that they're making it for Xbox? I feel like this is the announcement of it coming to Xbox. Exactly. Okay, Remake Integrate coming to Xbox. So alongside it coming to Switch 2, it's coming to Xbox.
Any objections?
And 16. Nice. 16's coming over too. I really hope 16 comes to Switch, because I'd like to try it for the story. Even though it's like action focused and it's not my Final Fantasy, the way I like my Final Fantasy games, I still want to play it for the story, because everyone's telling me the story is amazing. Come to me, Efreet! Man, the summons look fucking amazing. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. It looks amazing. Yeah, I know they said a multi-platform for all Square Enix games. Well, look, Tactics is coming over for everything. And guys, I'm gonna tell you right away, I think I'm gonna peace out for like a month when Tactics comes out. I've been itching to replay it, but I just want to replay it in a format that's like easy and available easily.
World premiere.
And like playing it on on my PSP just doesn't cut it. Yeah, I'm gonna peace out. You guys will. I might stream 24/7 like Final Fantasy Tactics for a month. That'll basically be the channel for a month. And it's not even gonna be interesting streaming, because I love like being cheesy in Final Fantasy Tactics, so I do cheats to like maximize my job skills. Like, you know, I go like on a random map, I lock down one of the enemy characters, and then I just do job skills in like non-stop in the same fight while healing the enemy to make sure he stays alive. And then basically you can blow through the content after. I wonder if they're gonna put in like an adaptive level system to the scripted fights, because like if you play Final Fantasy Tactics, you'll know that the random fights level up compared to your level. I don't know what this is, man. Like a living lighthouse just looks like a weird concept. A cool one, but a weird concept. What is this? Keeper. Looks interesting. Not gonna lie. Pretty good. Everything's played one with Game Pass, man. Played day one with Game Pass.
Games like Psychonauts
Oh man,
2
we're getting
showed
another
how
some
Double Fine
talking.
excels at creating unique and innovative
And it's Phil on top of it.
and Keeper is no exception.
Yo, Phil's lost some weight.
Looking ahead, next year
Like
marks
he's never been a
25
big
years of
dude, but
Xbox.
he's
It's
lost
a big
some weight.
milestone for the
He's looking
platform
good.
and franchises that you helped build and make popular.
Yeah,
We couldn't have
for
done
real.
this without everyone who's been with us on this journey. As we think about bringing a new generation
Phil's
of
getting
players
back
to
into
these
shape,
iconic
man.
franchises, I'm excited to share that players will get to celebrate 25 years of Xbox with a new Fable, the next Forza, Gears
Canadian
of War
chick, it's hard to
D-Day,
go
and the
through.
return of a classic
Nothing
that's
really
been
good
with
for
us since the
Switch
beginning.
specifically.
Today, you've seen an incredible range of games
But
from creators
we got
across the
crazy a
globe.
lot of announcements.
Creators like In Exile, reaching for new
Like Final
heights
Fantasy
with
integrates
Clockwork
coming
Revolution.
to Xbox.
Sluggerfly,
Final
making
Fantasy
Teen
16.
Meets modern classic platformer into 3D. Square Enix, bringing more of the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy franchise to our players.
Yeah, this is
And
definitely
Team
the end of
Ninja,
the event.
returning to the beloved series they debuted on Xbox.
Phil's closing us out, and he's
You've
showing
also
off his new
seen
physique.
The next Xbox hardware release, our Xbox Ally handheld, which lets
Hey, he has
you bring
Balatro
your
on the screen.
Xbox experience and your library with you anywhere. I hope you enjoyed the breadth and depth of the games, updates, and experiences that are coming to Xbox from our partners
Yeah, I
and
know.
our own creative teams. We're seeing more players on our platform.
Phil is telling
and
us
in our
I play
games
Balatro.
than ever, thanks to all of you. We're proud of the creativity that Obsidian is delivering this year. Immediately after Showcase,
Yeah, it is
our
elite.
direct
It's-
begins, where you'll go inside the studio for an extended look at The Outer Worlds 2 and Grounded 2. Thanks for joining us today. But before we get into the direct, we have a final world premiere. Enjoy.
What's the final world premiere, guys? Because this is the one more thing. This is like the one more thing. What's gonna blow our socks off more than what we've seen already? Like, I'm not lying. Xbox is cooking hard. They are like, woo.
Welcome to the guild. We have been expecting you. Please, follow me.
Isn't this the robot game that we saw
You
on?
already know us as a global tech leader. Our software, our systems, combined with our skilled team, is designed to save lives. Your years of service have shown you the importance of our work. Here, you'll witness the
Oh my God,
global
it's Jake
scope of that
Gyllenhaal.
mission in action. Let me introduce you to our esteemed visionary.
For too long, we have been bound by outdated systems, accepting limitations instead
Oh,
of redefining them.
You're right. It's Milo
The
Ventimiglia.
Guild is
I don't
safeguarding
recognize it because
tomorrow
he doesn't have the crooked mouth thing.
We are pioneering the future.
To me, it looked
of
like Jake,
protection
man.
Worldwide. Our
Are you?
advancements are designed
You're right. It's Ventimiglia. Yeah, never mind. My bad.
reshaping the future of technology.
It's the guy from This Is Us. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Why did I think Jake Gyllenhaal? But you're right. It's Ventimiglia for sure. Yeah. My wife loves Gilmore Girls. Okay, people are gonna. Well, okay, dude. It's the way I recognize him. It's like not mean. It's like just that's the way he is. Like it's recognizable about him. It's not a diss. It's like, you know, it's his thing. Watch it. Okay, look, guys, I hate Gilmore Girls, but it's okay. We can be friends. I just really dislike it. I really dislike this show. Like, I can't stand the characters. Drive me nuts. Like, they get on my nerves. I can't stand them. But like, it's fine. What is this, man? Oh my god, Black Ops 7. God damn it, we have to mute the music again. Holy shit, so they're going like really hardcore, like Hollywood actor for the storyline in Black Ops 7, man. So after Black Ops 6, we're getting another Black Ops game. That's pretty insane. But like, that was just like a little tidbit, man. Okay, now we're jumping into the Outer Worlds Direct. How long is the Outer Worlds Direct supposed to be? Does anyone know? Because, like, I'm interested, but I'm not super interested. But we'll sit it out. Goddamn music, man. Can they stop with that? They show you that they play D&D. You know, like, they have to show you that the guys are real old school gamers because they're playing D&D at the office.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment.
Okay,
We here at the studio have joked around that this has been the year of Obsidian, with Avowed releasing early this year and now ending the year with 2 more games. And what better way to cap this incredible year for us than
I wouldn't say that it's the year of Obsidian because of Avowed, guys. I really would have left that out of the...
No, you're doing great. You nailed it. The sequel is the lifeblood of every great franchise. Think about it. The original creates the world and builds fandom, but the sequel... That's what makes it worth remembering.
I agree that in gaming, the sequels often outdo the originals.
No sequel, no Raccoon Tail. No sequel, no Zune 2. Which doesn't really exist, but I wish it had.
There was a Zune 2.
There was a Zune 2? I'm Mark, the head of sequels here at Obsidian, and I have sequelized everything. Blockbuster movies to AAA video games to my first marriage, so trust me, I know what I'm doing. Come along on this journey with me. Part 2.
Yeah, man, they're going hard on the hype, man.
Let the killing commence.
Sonic 2. Okay, Mario Brothers 2 is not really a thing because we didn't get the real Mario 2. But like he said, like Mario 3, God of War Ragnarok outdid God of War, like, and that's even like a 7th sequel. You know what I mean? But if you play the old ones, God of War 2, the old one, outdid the first one.
The Outer Worlds 2 is a sequel to The Outer Worlds 1. It's a continuation of the themes of robber barons in space and...
No, he said the sequel. So his second marriage was the sequel to his first.
This time we're able to go a lot deeper because we have more time and money.
So his second marriage was like the better one.
Make it a much more true Obsidian.
Like seriously, yeah, it's a solid showcase. Like even as not an Xbox fan, I've got to say this showcase was solid as fuck.
Everything for the sequel: deeper story, lore, RPG interactions, reactivity, all the things we've been known for as a company.
Yeah, let's imagine that it's A Link to the Past is the actual sequel to Zelda. Okay, let's just imagine that A Link to the Past is the actual sequel to Zelda, and then it becomes extremely true.
To explore and expand the universe in interesting ways, and to go even further with the themes of how people
this showcase needed more Mario.
Dystopian corporate reality.
It needed just more.
You can shoot your way through it.
Switch
you can
confirms.
Your way through it, you can sneak your way through it.
Portal 2.
So no matter what kind of playstyle that you like, this is just an awesome franchise and an awesome game to jump
Once again,
into,
let's skip Castlevania. Okay, let's imagine that Castlevania went straight to Castlevania 3.
It has all the elements of a great Obsidian RPG. Interesting characters, deep worlds, important choices.
Trying to look through my game collection.
In The Outer Worlds 2, not only did we want to double down on those elements, but we wanted to give players even more of it.
We've also put a lot of investment into skills and traits that impact things like combat, conversations, and areas that we call RPG interactions. which are the part of the world where players can use their specific skills, perks, and backgrounds to solve problems in unique ways in our new, bigger worlds.
I love a deep RPG experience, and building out that RPG crunchiness for our players was at the forefront of what we set out to create. We prioritize those deeper RPG options with different character builds and combos so players can express their role-playing power fantasies. We also have different equipment options for different playstyles.
I honestly, I hate that word power fantasies. Like, it's so, I find it so overused in gaming. Like, oh, players need to explore their power fantasies. I get what they're talking about, but I just find it so, it's like super overused.
Which is basically a blank slate to build on top of with various attribute points that would begin to define your personal experience in the game. You can make any kind of character you want, but we've given you a role. That role is an Earth Directorate agent.
I don't know if I would consider Crash Bandicoot 2 better than the first one. It is, but it isn't. They made it more accessible to everyone, but I feel the first one has more nostalgia staying power.
Why you joined the Earth Directorate? There could have been a lot of different reasons, right? It could have been because you're an actual lawbringer and you want to go in there and spread law throughout the galaxy. It could be that you're a roustabout and you just had nothing better to do. After you pick your background, one of the really important choices you have next is choosing your traits. While we had attributes in the first Outer Worlds, we've leaned into traits for the
and
Outer
we
Worlds
haven't
too,
had a
which are these
direct
big
yet
changes
for
to
this,
your character,
like,
depending on which ones you pick.
I do think that the next direct, I don't think this Teabag Switch 2. I think that a lot of these games are going to be announced for Switch 2, but I do think that they have marketing exclusive deals with Nintendo, where we're going to find about it in a direct.
Of course, we brought back Dumb. So
Donkey Kong Country 2.
Players love the Dumb option.
It's definitely the best of the classic Donkey Kong Country series. I agree with that. Better than the first, and the third one, better than the third one because you just don't have Donkey Kong in it. Which was a big mistake.
Contempt for boundaries. I could put your adventurous spirit to good use.
You get like lots of really cool fun.
It's towards the beginning, Squirrel. If you want to rewatch after, it's towards the beginning.
In the game where you can
look for the handheld section where they talk about the Microsoft handheld, and they talk about it while they're talking about the handheld. So it's not a specific Silksong announcement. They just say that it'll be available at launch of the
basically allow you
handheld.
to build on your playstyle and what your character is doing in the game. That will be everything from playing stealthily to speccing for an explosive specialty.
The hardest Donkey Kong Country, I would still say it's the first one, however. The first one towards the end gets crazy hard.
Your character continues to change with the different choices you make. In the Outer Worlds 1, actually had more skills than we had.
And the first one has
condensed them
the
down
least
to
like
really the core
options to
essence
make
of
it more
what we really
approachable.
wanted there, but we made each point that you put into a skill much more impactful. So instead of getting small percentage changes, we actually did much larger changes per point that you put into each skill. And again, all these things, because of how they're checked inside the world itself, can matter quite a bit. You know, just even having one additional skill point in something can open up a lot more options in the world itself. If anybody's played Fallout New Vegas, they'll be very familiar with
But Tropical Freeze has a lot of options to make it easier.
But went even grander. We actually have more perks.
If you want to make it hard on yourself, Tropical Freeze can be very hard. But it also has the most options to make it easier. Do you understand what I mean? Like Funky Kong.
Okay, great. Well, you can take maybe the pickpocketing
makes
perk.
everything
So that's
easier.
Not available to everybody, but if you select
And
that,
there's
then you can
power-ups
actually
that
go
you
around
can
and steal
purchase
things
to
out
make
of people's
things easier.
pockets.
Now, if you say that you're not going to use Funky and you won't use any of the major power-ups,
Say you're a melee person.
then I
What
agree.
this does is now your power attacks
It
that you
becomes the
use
hardest.
actually knock people
But
down.
you have to voluntarily limit yourself to make it the
serial
hardest.
killer perk. As you start killing people, they will drop hearts. And you can take those hearts, and essentially you're taking these trophies, you could say, and it's actually giving you a permanent health bonus every time you do it. We have this perk
Like a comparison to that, I would say is Mega Man 11.
game perk that you can take.
Mega Man 11, if you don't use any of the power-ups, I would say is among one of the hardest of the classic Mega Man series. But if you use all the power-ups, I would say it's one of the easiest of all the classic Mega Man series.
flaws
No
were
problem,
a system
Mario,
that everybody
bro.
loved from the first
Thanks for
game,
showing up for the
but we wanted to
stream.
make it
I
more
get that.
personal to the
I
player. We
like
wanted
even
it to
myself.
really
I'm not.
reflect how you were playing the
I'm not an
game and
Outer
give you
Worlds
a
fan,
bonus that you actually
so I'm
wanted
like,
to really engage with.
But I feel like
Flaw
we
system
started
was
streaming
turning,
this. We have to
knew
finish
we needed
it.
to go bigger, better, and more real than ever before. So we turned to the team. I told them, no bad ideas. Give me what you got. Okay, we need more flaws. We need them to be real. I want to put them in the game, so give me something. Inspiration. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I have bad knees.
You have bad knees? They hurt when you walk a lot?
Yes.
When you walk too much, they hurt?
No cartilage.
This guy's an
Sounds
actor.
boring. Makes you sound like a boring person.
I'm sure I
but it's
saw
in the
him.
game. It's a good
He's an
flaw.
actor, right?
What about you?
He has nothing to do with
I
like the development
like to
team.
take small things sometimes.
So you're stealing.
No, I'm taking.
When do you give them back?
I don't.
Claire. Yeah, you shouldn't be stealing.
Yeah, he is an actor. I'm
What do you
pretty.
mean you shouldn't be stealing, Claire?
I've seen him before in other stuff.
Tiny crimes? Do you hear the second part, though? It's
Oh,
a
he's the
crime.
Sonic voice. That's it.
You're stealing. Claire, that's wrong. You can't steal things, okay? But it's an amazing flaw, and I'm putting it in the game. But you're a bad person. And are you the one that took my stapler?
Do you need it?
Yeah. Give it back.
Okay.
Please. You, what do we got? Flaw.
I like to stare at the sun.
How long did you stare at the sun?
Just lunch break.
An hour?
Oh, I only get 30. You guys get an hour?
I get an hour.
An hour.
Oh. Makes me feel energized.
How many fingers am I holding up?
3?
No. Anything
They're
else? We'll put it in
dragging
the game. We'll put it
PlayStation
in the
on
game
the
so I
art
feel bad
theft.
for you. Anything else?
One of my favorite flaws is something called bad knees. It will actually give you the option to take this flaw.
I'm
that'll
not
make
sure
it
they
so that
were.
you move
I'm not
faster
sure that was
throughout the
supposed to
game.
throw shade at
But the
PlayStation for
problem
the
is,
art theft.
Anytime you stand up, your knees are
Like
gonna
I
make a
get what you're
loud
saying, but I
chopping
don't
noise that
think.
makes it
Like
so
I think you have to
everyone
dive
around
pretty
you can
far
hear
to
you.
see that link.
There's one called Kleptomaniac. This is really interesting because what
Because
it does
you see, there's
is when you steal
kleptomania in the
something, you can
game,
actually
so
sell
that's
it for more
that was
bits
the
than
joke.
normal,
That
and
was
I
the
think that
link.
sounds
I don't
really
think it
great.
was shade
The
on
drawback
PlayStation.
is sometimes when you're looking at things in the world that are owned by somebody else, you'll automatically steal them. So you have to be very careful about how you use them.
One of our more wacky perks
Dude,
is
man,
the Sun
that guy
Gazer
was
flaw,
rushing
and it
like
just
hell.
gives everyone
Did you see that dude? He's like,
playing the game. So
ah!
everything becomes like light shafts
He was
and
he was
blooms
like
and
mad
hazes,
rushing.
and makes the game pretty unplayable if you happen to choose that perk.
If you happen to be the type of player that habitually reloads your weapons like I do, well, you'll be offered the flaw of over-prepared. Now, you'll get larger magazine sizes on all of your weapons, but if you ever fully empty your magazine, you're gonna take a debuff for a while. While we support options like being a gunslinger who wants to key into destructive weapons, or a rogue who wants to alpha strike their enemies before they know what hit them, we also allow for a lot of fun and experimental builds.
No problem,
You can be a
Psychosis.
mad
Thanks for showing
scientist
up. Have a
who
great one,
utilizes
man.
Gadgets and wacky science weapons and armors. Or even a psychopath who gains permanent bonuses to health by murdering their friends.
This is actually pretty cool, though, that you can get involuntary debuffs
which has a quest you get early
because
on
of the
in
way you
Paradise
play. That's an actual really interesting thing. I can see it being annoying as well if you get like a really bad
Not only do you
debuff.
kind of encounter this very
But that's
early, and it's a
actually an
very
interesting
core one to the
concept.
story, but it really expresses our philosophy of allowing the player to solve problems in a bunch of ways. So you may solve it by, speech options. You may talk to them and maybe have to go do a quest for them and really kind of prove that you're a friend of the Protectorate to get by.
I may have need of your help, stranger, if you are ready to seize an opportunity to show fealty to the Protectorate.
You could go guns blazing and you could just take everyone out inside the POI, lower the bridge itself, and kind of get across.
That'd be my perspective. I'm just gonna kill everyone and fuck that.
You could sneak in, lower the bridge, and then actually sneak in under the bridge to get over to the other side.
Where's the fun in that, man? Let's just kill everyone and get through the bridge. Like, this looks zero fun. How much more fun did it look like when you were blowing everything up and like just
entirely
going?
If you found like certain gadgets, like the shield gadget that protects you from poison gas as you go across, or the double jump boots, which kind of allow you to jump across the chasm and get across that.
Yeah, guys,
way.
don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. If you are liking the stream, please hit that like button. It does help a lot.
Players can actually sacrifice one of their companions. Their companion who they just found is part of
We're no different than the Breeze if we start tossing our own to the Raps. I sure as law ain't gonna follow someone who can't see the wrong in it.
I must admit, I'm surprised we could come to an understanding. But I thank you for your loyalty, stranger.
Dude, I wasn't expecting the showcase to be longer than an hour.
Cross this bridge.
It's such a fun quest, but again, it really showcases that we want you to be able to solve this in whatever way you want to. When you build your character your way, we're there for you. We really want you to have the experience that you want to have out of this.
Yeah, you guys saw me play Shadows, right? I'm not a stealth first person.
We wanted every game to take place in a different colony.
You saw me play awfully Shadows because I want to run into the place and fight everyone.
We can center them around anything we want. Any ideas or setting we're interested in. Arcadia is an isolated colony with abundant resources, and it's run by an authoritarian faction called the Protectorate. Their dictatorship is thematically based around the question of how much freedom people will give up for security and luxury. For Protectorate subjects, unfortunately, that answer is everything. The Protectorate is also incredibly wealthy because it was founded by the inventor of the skip drives, which are the Outer World's faster-than-light engines. But those skip drives are starting to cause rifts in
like they're
space-time,
really trying hard to sell this game, eh?
colonies on Earth from being able to trade with each other.
No, actually, I would say it's a solid 8 out of 10.
The original game. And like them are
like,
a science-based religion
even
with the same goal of solving
like if you're a
universal
Microsoft
equation,
fan,
which
I
will
would
allow
even
them
say
to
this is
predict
like a
and
9
alter
out
the
of 10.
future to the benefit of all mankind.
Because like they're cooking, there's a shit ton of games now to look forward to. To me, it feels maybe like an 8 because I was hoping stuff to get confirmed for Switch as well, and almost everything is confirmed for PlayStation, but nothing for Switch. So I love the games I'm seeing, but I don't know if I'll really get to play them. Unless I buy the Xbox handheld and I start to put a lot of time into that. But I don't think.
Not only for the good of everyone, but also because they're complicating the math.
But you know, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Just wants to be
like
able to open
even
and
if
at will to control all the
I would
between the colonies.
buy the handheld, I don't see myself going off the Nintendo bandwagon at all.
So each faction has its own flavor of absurdity. Anti's Choice is a merger between Anti-Cleo and Spacer's Choice from the original game, and there are corporate representatives in the Outer Worlds too. They've invaded Arcadia to liberate their resources for all of humanity.
Yeah, me too. I need that Nintendo Direct to come out to get my hype to make me know what's coming out for Switch 2 over the next like 6 months.
2 had that. So we actually built out 3 different radio stations, one for each of the major factions. You also have a ton.
Is it just me, or they feel like they're going too much into details?
Music that we've made for it. It's a lot of stuff. But
like, isn't these details that will feel better if you discover them as you're playing the game for the first time?
So it will respond to the things that are going on around the world that you've been interacting with. So if you go into a location, let's say you solve a
do you guys feel that a bit though?
If you listen to the Protectorate radio station,
like I get it, they want us to know that the game is cool and has all these options and everything, but this seems like too much.
At the Automech repair facility, strongly believed to be caused by Anti's Choice malefactors, have been corrected.
Some hotshot for hire just managed to fix the electrum leak in their repair facility. Now, I'm not saying we caused it in the first place, but we sure like the idea of all those broken automechanicals and all the excessive gasping and choking involved.
The factions and companions are great examples of how we're going deeper and more complex this time around. They're integrated into the game's storyline much more than we did on the first Outer Worlds, and like with everything else in the game, they have a lot more reactivity. There are 6 companions in the Outer Worlds too. As usual, each has their own quest lines, but this time they are also connected to a different faction and have character arcs that the player can affect through their choices. Your first companion is Niles. He's another Earth Director.
Wow, man, we've got another half hour to go of this. The showcase is supposed to be 2 hours long.
Back on the Earth Directorate completely. There's also a somewhat cute Automech support drone that is basically Niles' helper. Her name is Val. Marisol's part of the Order of the Ascendant, and she's an aging but still deadly assassin. That's right, she's a deadly mathematician who may or may not have some unfinished business to attend to with the player's help.
I'm just letting my wife know how long this is going to be.
Worships the rifts, and in her case, violence in general. You can choose to either turn her away from overt violence or support her chaotic and dangerous tendencies. At one time, Anti's Choice had a program to graft soldiers with animal parts to make them more formidable. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work and most of them are now dead. There's a combat medic who survived, however, named Inez, and she wants the player to help her fix her graft, among other things. Finally,
no, I'm not going to be streaming tonight. I'm going to be working on content tonight, to be totally honest. I'm probably going to be writing and filming the, hopefully the Fast Fusion review. And if everything goes well, also an eShop deals, because I'm not putting aside the Switch 1 deals, and there's actually one Switch 2 deal out right now, so I'm going to be covering...
important part of merchandising, because that's the real beauty
I'm going to be starting
merch, baby. It is the lifeblood.
I'm going to be starting like the
Do you want to see some of my ideas?
new way we're probably going to be doing directs, which is at least not directs, deals, which is going to be a mix of 1 and 2 at the beginning, and then as things keep going on, if there really one day starts to be enough Switch 2 deals, then we might split the videos and do like a Switch 2 video and a Switch 1 video. But I'm thinking at least for the first month, there isn't going to be that many Switch 2 deals, like exclusive Switch 2 deals, where we're gonna put them together.
Auntie's Choice, which shifts the visuals to be more reminiscent of a World War I-like setting in space. That evolution is seen across all
Hey guys,
aspects
I'm
of
just
the
gonna take
game,
a quick
starting with the
bathroom
factions.
break. I'll be
How
right
do you
back in like a
militarize
minute.
Everything, including extreme capitalist or math-crazed scientist. In a World War I setting, war comes with propaganda. The Sovereign uses it to maintain control. Auntie's Choice uses it to help their bottom line. The Order just wants to show how it exists within the grand plan. We want players to feel like Arcadia is a living, breathing place scarred by a long-standing war. Fairfield, one of the first towns you encounter, was once under Protectorate control, but has recently been taken over by Auntie's Choice. They don't just occupy the town, they rebrand it with their signature style, repainting buildings, posting guards, and adding propaganda-based holograms featuring Auntie and the Moon Man. Showing the towns evolving after the invasion helps us push immersion for our players. One of our priorities in visually realizing the world of The Outer Worlds 2 was making sure everything is clear and recognizable from the player standpoint. We want to make sure each faction has a particular look and design. So when the player is running across these vast, different environments and landscapes, they're recognizing the motifs and visuals of who they're talking to, what they're going to be talking about, and how that progresses throughout the story. The first Outer Worlds was really about player interfacing with corporations. And while we have that in The Outer Worlds 2, we really want to express not just the corporations, but how the player interacts with other facets of the world, like government entities or religious structures. And then we elaborate on those.
With larger environments, we wanted to encourage exploration by improving player mobility across the board. Now you can run, slide, double jump, mantle and parkour your way through all of the nooks and crannies of these worlds. It really allows the player to just explore and have fun finding really cool stuff.
We've aimed to make everything in the Outer Worlds 2 better from top to bottom.
Grab myself a
The
little
RPG
snack
elements would
too, a
start,
little
that's touched
granola
our
bar,
story,
chocolate-covered
our art,
granola
and
bar.
especially our gameplay. A good sequel is true to the original. That's first and foremost, right? Like, we all want to add in a bunch of things as you're making a sequel, right? We want to make it bigger and better in every way. That's what we were trying to do here. And I thought we did not need this consultant. We've made enough sequels. We understand how to do this. And I will say, I don't think it's been entirely successful.
I am very proud of the combat improvements we have made in The Outer Worlds 2, thanks to my
They're really not
patented
dropping the joke,
combat
eh?
system. You may be thinking to yourself, it can't be that good. Shush, what are you even talking about? You haven't seen it yet. Watch this. Put a helmet on, because I'm about to blow all of your minds with my COMBAT system, combat system. My name is Mark, I'm the head of sequels. Shall we begin? You're thinking, what's C for? C, capitalize the fact that the people loved the first game. We're gonna take those people, we're gonna make them buy the sequel, giving out pounds, pounds, pounds. Quick ones, ha, ha, not you, Dev. Here we go. What comes after C? O. Optimize for player satisfaction. I am terrified of online gamers, okay? I want to make them happy. So let's, okay? All right. Mobilize the players so they're ready for that sweet, sweet pre-order. Clap with me.
Oh my
Sweet,
God.
Sweet. If you don't have rhythm, Brandon, just say it. Sweet, sweet pre-order. Everybody has a different rhythm and it's blowing mine. And here we go. B, burglarize. What is this? It's basically just finding new ways to loot dead bodies. You know what I mean? Right, Otis? Okay, well, it's a big part of the game.
Okay, maybe that was a bit of
You
shade
gotta
to Sony.
agonize about how many people are going to be angry that we have just put so much combat into this thing and almost no romance at all. We should look at ourselves. What is wrong with us, huh?
Like they're trying to be memorable. They're trying to be funny and stuff.
Okay, are you lying?
But
I have a wife.
I find it's hitting weird.
Toi. In French, that means two. Sequel.
That means 3.
You're getting ahead of yourself. Come on, Claire. We're on 2. And how do we end it? Anything is possible. And we've established that we're the best there is, and there's no sequel better than us. And if I could just say one more thing, thank you very much. I know I've kind of changed the world of video games today.
For The Outer Worlds 2, we wanted to improve gunplay in every way. We focused on
improving the feel of each weapon, but before it really was more about, I felt about the skill they were about to talk about. But that time with the burglarize in the sort of like what they need to do.
We've increased the variety of weapons by including new weapon
Yeah, exactly.
types,
Trois is
but also
3.
through a host of fun and unique weaponry. We have things like the Borscht Blaster that fires out tumors that can explode.
You're right. This is like the unfunny version of The Office.
Eaten by the player for additional health.
It's not totally unfunny, but I like
that will actually level up the more you use it.
I find that the more they're doing those skits, the less they're hitting because
fanfare where it's like shooting out confetti and it's got a fun little setup. We have a really fun weapon called the pop-up gun. It fires out ad drones that will distract your enemies with corporate ads, slogans, and jingles. While your enemies are distracted, you can focus fire on them or explode these drones for additional damage. New to The Outer Worlds 2 are throwables. So you can use frag grenades to flush out enemies, smoke grenades to camouflage and escape, distraction devices to bait enemies into a stealth attack.
I remain convinced that this is too much. Why aren't you letting people figure this out as we play the game?
Float helplessly. And of course, science weapons are back. We have returning favorites, like the Shrink Ray. This time it's been upgraded, so you can shrink your enemy down to the size of a sprat and run over them, exploding them into bits.
The Shrink Ray, that was probably my favorite one from the first game, so we brought it into the second game, but we improved it though. So instead of shrinking your enemies for a short period of time and having them re-expand, this time they stay shrunk, and we actually added in the ability to step on them and kind of squish them and kick them, because we knew that that was the player fantasy. We knew that's what everybody wanted to do. They wanted to step on the enemies, they wanted to kick them, so we made sure to double down on that stuff.
In addition to things like our returning favorites, we also have some really fun and unique new science weapons. One of them is called the Armageddon.
That's actually pretty cool, though. And that is a really good upgrade. But like I said, once again, I'm just going to repeat.
People or cover all kinds of different
like
things,
this would have been funner if we would have figured this out day one, and people are like, "Oh my God, you can finally step on them."
And we have another one that's just super cool called the Spectrum Dance Saber. This is a melee weapon that actually lets you attack to a musical beat. And if you continue to do that, you'll actually
The one thing
get
that sucks though is Xboxes are so expensive now.
One of my personal favorite weapons is
like if I wanted to re-buy an Xbox, but why would I? Because I can play them on PlayStation.
From
But
rifts to shoot out a giant ball of energy.
I'm really wondering what the price of the handheld console is going to be.
Extremely rare for this weapon,
and I'm going to wonder if it's more expensive than a Switch 2. Are people going to complain as much as they did about the Switch 2 about it?
Like another great one is Gary. If you wear Gary, he will.
Like if I look at the console that they showed off with the specs, I'm expecting like
really kind of showing off.
I don't want to be a downer, but I'm expecting like
from a science perspective,
$600 price point.
Their way.
Ish.
Some players who prefer to be immersed in a first-person
exactly
view,
like to me it's like 600 minimum.
Others who really prefer to take the world in.
So I'm wondering if people are going to complain as much about that as the Switch 2.
Well, now you can swap between the two, letting you enjoy the experience in whatever way you like.
And they haven't confirmed if it's dockable.
One of the things I really like about having the third-person
like I assume it's dockable just because handheld PCs are easier to dock. If you get what I mean, like you can just dock them when you want, but
all of the actions that you could do in first person, so you're
like they generally have a built-in like output mode.
And you get to take in the world and see things in a different light.
It probably won't be Yeah, US dollars. I'm
Outer Worlds
thinking it's
2
going to
is
be
really the biggest game we've
600-700
ever
US
made.
dollars.
Bigger choices, more
Dude,
reactivity,
the
more
basic
weapons,
like the
more things to
Xbox is
find
the
in each of
basic
the worlds the players
Xbox
can
is
visit.
like
The team has done
4,
incredible
like
work
the
bringing the Outer
Series
Worlds
S,
2 to
right?
life. And we can't wait for you to play it.
Even though we've always been a multi-project studio, this is going to be the first time we've ever released 3 games in 1 year. It feels amazing to do. We're so excited for more people to be playing our games.
How much is it in the States though? I see it's like
We're exploring
$5.50
worlds big
here.
and small while expanding on franchises that we've created, and we have no plans to slow down. We hope you all continue to come along with us as we do what we do best, make your worlds your way.
Like the Series S is. Oh my God! Why does Best Buy not have any Series S's? Yeah, the PC handhelds are super expensive. That's why when people saw the price of the Switch 2 and they reacted the way they reacted, I'm like, we have a Switch 2 that's gonna be on par with a lot of PC handhelds. What price were you expecting?
You can play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox. No, yeah.
I drive a shit car, bro.
Or you can take a phone call
I
on this
put no
Xbox,
money in my cars
then
because
play
I
the Outer
work.
Worlds 2 right
I
after.
work
Excuse me, I'm
less
getting
than a
call.
kilometer
Hello?
away from my
What am I
home.
doing?
I walk to
playing the
work
Outer Worlds, bro.
like
Yeah, that's smart.
80% of the time.
I didn't know I had jury duty today.
And
You can play the
I
Outer Worlds
only
2
have a
on
car
this
for like
Xbox, but it takes 2 people to lug around
when
safely.
I need to.
We're
My
gonna go
wife
up to
has
my
a
apartment,
better
okay?
car.
And this is an
Like she has a
Xbox you
Hyundai
actually wear
Elantra.
that
I have
also
a
plays
Nissan
the Outer
Micra.
Worlds 2. What do you think, Claire?
I don't care about cars that much. When I'm gonna be, when my kids are gonna be older,
Now,
I'm
this
gonna
is
buy a
actually
nicer
not
car.
an Xbox, so you
I
cannot
actually
play the
want a
Outer
Ford
Worlds 2 on it.
Bronco.
Can't play anything on this. I guess bread.
To be totally
You
honest,
ever
I want a
play
Ford
bread where you take it
Bronco.
out of one
That's
slot,
the
put it in
car
the
I
other?
want.
I don't have friends. If you pre-order
I'm
the
glad the Bronco is
premium
back.
edition now, you'll get early access, which is like a
Okay, we're gonna see
prequel
Grounded
to the
2. This I'm
sequel,
actually more into.
Or is launch the sequel.
Guys, we're gonna
with
see
the pre-order.
Grounded 2.
Or like, why are any of us alive at any time?
Please let him be gone.
Either way, my job here is done. It's time for the Grounded 2 portion of the Direct, which is sort of like the sequel to the Outer Worlds 2 portion of the Direct, which I absolutely just hit a home run with. You know, it's really nice to see my influence go on to other games. Take it away, team. And big exit.
This I'm actually more into, guys. Grounded 2 looks like it's more my kind of game to begin with.
We're so proud of Grounded. What started as a small passion project to make a quirky game where you're shrunk down to the size of an ant, trying to survive in a backyard, grew into something way bigger than we ever imagined. Over 25 million of you jumped in, explored, built.
You know what? I want to
and fought off
replay
giant
Grounded
bugs
1
together.
on the Switch
Y'all
2
helped
to
make
see if it's
the entire
upgraded.
experience
And if it's
very
not, I hope
special
they
to
do
us.
put out an upgrade
The
patch.
team's been cooking up a ton for Grounded 2, and we're so excited to talk
Because
about it.
I don't know if you guys know,
I
but
degreased
the
some
Switch
palms
2,
to
if you
steal a
play
bit of
Switch
time
1
from the
games
direct to give you a
and they're
deeper
not
look.
frame locked,
There were
and
so
they're
many
not, and they
possibilities
have
and ideas that
dynamic
didn't make it into the
resolution,
first game.
the Switch 2
So with the sequel, we have the
automatically
chance
upgrades
to
the
dream
game because
bigger.
it has more
To
horsepower.
achieve those dreams, we partnered with the amazing folks at
So there's a
Eidos
lot of
Montreal.
games that are actually working better
Together,
now.
we're taking Grounded from the backyard to an even larger world, the Brook Hollow Community Park.
But how do they
When
get
we started
shrunk
working on
again?
Grounded 2, we knew that we wanted to make a bigger world. Fortunately for us, Eidos Montreal became our main partner on developing Grounded 2. They have a lot
Hey,
of
man, got developed near
similarities
my
to
place, man.
the sorts
Eidos
of
Montreal.
things that are important to us at Obsidian. They tend to make very narratively strong games. They make games with really deep characters and great character progression. They make games with great gameplay.
Everyone at Eidos Montreal is thrilled and honored to be working with Obsidian Entertainment. Our two studios share a lot of DNA. The same things that are important to Obsidian Entertainment are important to us. Choice and consequences, player communities, and doing justice to great IPs and great franchises. The fact that we're the first partners that they're working with to make a sequel to their franchise feels like we're an important part of their history.
The events of Grounded 2 take place 2 years after the first game. The same 4 teenagers are returning.
So there's Max, Hoops.
Yeah, I'm like, how did they get
Willow.
shrunk again by mistake?
And Pete.
It's sort of like Honey, I
Years
Shrunk the
older,
Kids
which
2. Like, how
means
does it
they've
happen
gone
a
through
second
bit more high
time?
school, a bit more mature. It's 1992. The world's a little bit different. But we're still in that fun, nostalgic era of the early 1990s. In Grounded 2, we're moving the action out of the backyard and into the Brook Hollow Community Park. Not only is it bigger, it allows us to tell a lot more stories and expand the world of Grounded by exploring what the community of Brook Hollow has been up to and what they've been through.
You hope the arachnophobia mode is back? Why are you
times the
scared of
size of the
spiders?
backyard. And our initial starting
I
area
love
is
spiders.
actually the same size.
Like,
as
I
the
love
entire
spiders as
backyard
a
from the
horror
first round.
element because
The
they
reason
are
we wanted to
freaky,
move into a
and
park wasn't
I
just to
don't
create a
like.
bigger world,
But I get it.
but
If some
was to
people are
give us
really
the
having trouble with it,
opportunity
I guess
to
it's good.
explore the community of Brook Hollow and what secrets have they been hiding.
I'm actually, I hate clowns.
and
I'm
what we're
scared of
excited
clowns.
about in
Clowns
terms of the
drive me
park
nuts.
is the opportunity
Is there
to create
a?
environments and
I know there's
landmarks that
a
are
name for
mundane and normal size,
clown
but
phobia.
are colossal wonders when you're the size of an ant.
Anyway, it's some weird
Everything
name.
from a giant trash can to a community picnic table or a snack bar. All of these areas come to life in a brand new way.
Oh man, I
Part of the
hate
fun in Grounded
clowns.
2 is that
Clowns
the park
freak
was
me the hell
evacuated
out.
really quickly right before our teens were shrunk. And that means that the park has been sort of turned upside down and is in a topsy-turvy state.
Oh, that's too bad,
And
Canadian
that
chick. But
leads
I hope it's
to
back
really
then
fun
for you.
environmental storytelling.
I
but
just
it
like it
also leads
because
into
it
the
weirds me
creation
out.
of amazing
Because I
environments
like
for
being
our characters to
uncomfortable. Like
explore.
even
One of my
clowns, I hate
favorite
them.
examples of this
But I
is
love when
the
I
ice cream
have to
cart.
deal with them in games because
And
it
all the
makes me
commotion,
uncomfortable.
The ice cream vendor's cart has been knocked over and its contents have spilled out into the ground. And
That's
what this
cool.
means for our young adventurers is that they'll be able to explore this frozen cave of interesting challenges and
Coulrophobia. Yeah, that's it. I knew it was like.
horror.
We have one anthill that's actually somebody decided to bury a bunch of toxic stuff in the park, and so there's all these toxic chemicals underground. The environment looks
Are we
very
getting
cool,
zombie
very
ants?
spooky with
Oh,
all
can
of
you
these
imagine
sort of chemical
zombie
pools.
spiders?
And of course, nothing can live
Canadian
down
chick,
there
that's for
except
you. They're
one
gonna
type
put
of
zombie
insect,
spiders in the
cockroach.
game.
We are oftentimes
Oh,
reinventing environments, and in future updates, you're going to see a ton of new stuff. You do a lot of fighting against insects of all shapes and sizes.
Oh, there we
didn't
go.
just want it to look better. We also knew we wanted to add a new layer of strategy. The changes
Sorry,
that we've
Canadian
made
chick.
aren't limited to tuning animations or adjusting attack or defense numbers or making characters or insects move faster or slower. But we did all that too, but there's also an entire sort of rock, paper, scissors strategy involving light attacks, heavy attacks, and blocking. We've
Yeah,
also
this
added
has to be
dashing
coming
as a
to
new
Switch
way
2.
to both
They
get
haven't
out of danger
confirmed it, but it
quickly
will.
or jump
Like I
in
said,
for a quick
I
attack.
think a lot of these announcements they have a deal with
And almost
Nintendo
all the
where
insects in the
Nintendo
game
gets
will
to
have
announce
these
them in their
abilities now
direct.
too. Sort of like a chess match, but one that's super frenetic.
It's a scorpion right now. You're good.
Looks
It's a
super
scorpion.
and is ultimately just a ton of fun.
When I say spider,
We're leaning into
you can
clear
can
playstyles
stop
for
looking.
Tanky warriors, low defense, high damage rogues, effect wielding mages, and ranged hunters.
Like
In the first
I
round, we have
definitely like better the
mutations, and there
third
were
person's
weapons and armors
perspectives
that
though.
favored different playstyles.
I don't know
In
why
Grounded 2,
anyone
not
would
only
play in
will there
first
be
person,
passive mutations,
unless you
but
have
there'll
to in
also
some
be active
cases.
mutations. And a lot of those mutations support these archetypes.
My favorite way to play pretty much any game is chasing after those game-breaking builds. And that's why I'm so excited for what we're doing with archetypes in Grounded 2. I'm all in on the rogue. Now, you can even dual-wield daggers. I've been dialing in this glass cannon build that stacks ambush, assassin, and cardiofan mutations.
Yeah, same here. Like
with the Wolfbane daggers and the Wolf Spider armor.
I'm
It lets
really
me
hoping
open
for
up
a Switch
combat
2
with
version.
Massive backstab damage that also inflicts venom. Then I can use the extra stamina to
Oh,
reposition
spider,
and try to
spider,
dodge,
spider.
rinse, and repeat. It's high risk, high reward, and absolute chaos in all the best way.
You're good now.
I'm
You're good
looking
now. It's a
forward to seeing
beetle.
What wild combos the community comes up with.
Ladybug.
And what they inevitably
Scorpion.
break once they get their hands on the archetype system. It's going to be awesome watching it evolve with player feedback and watching us try to keep up with all of your game-breaking builds.
One of the great things about Grounded is the variety of players that attracts.
Honestly, this one I'm interested in. I'm very interested in Grounded 2. I really hope it comes to Switch 2.
If you've ever watched me on Casually Grounded livestream, you'd know that I'm neither. I am a murderer of insects. Personally, I prefer the term harvester. I love going out, hitting
Spider.
things, and bringing the materials like insect body
Yeah,
parts
Topaz eats bugs.
back to my friends to use. This way, we keep progressing and playing together.
But she doesn't have claws, so if they get too
trying to
high,
make
she
sure
can't
that
like
armor and equipment
climb or
are
anything.
Easily understood by the player, especially when they're playing co-op with their friends. It was really, really important for us to deliver on all of that for the bigger space and experience, because that was the only way we could truly support the feature the community has been asking for since the very first Grounded release. Mounts. Our mounts, we call them
Oh my
buggies,
god.
and an entire suite of
Spider
moves and
mounts.
have their own
Canadian chick,
special
watch out.
abilities and attacks.
But that's
We
actually pretty
really
cool.
wanted the buggies to be an extension of the player in every way possible. And that meant making sure that buggies had unique and valuable abilities across all the core pillars of Grounded. So that doesn't just mean exploration and travel. That has gameplay implications for combat, crafting, and building as well. Just like how we wanted to expand on player playstyles throughout the game, we're going to make sure that every buggy that we add has its own
I agree.
personality.
Scorpions to me look more like way scarier than any
If you get into combat
spider.
and you don't want to fight while you're saddled on your buggy, you can jump off and they'll fight right alongside you and provide support. The Orb Weaver buggies are a little less useful when it comes to general utility, like building a base or harvesting, but they're awesome when it comes to combat. Sure, their defenses aren't super strong, but they're heavy hitters. They're also super fast, and they have some great special abilities, like a scream that allows them to stun lesser-powered
Man,
insects.
this trailer is not for you, Canadian chick, because all we're getting is spiders, spiders,
So
spiders.
the Orb Weavers won't be your base-building buggy. You should use the Red Ant Soldier for that.
I think this one was
But they're
2025,
super fun
Awesome
for
Tatum, if I'm not
exploration
mistaken.
combat.
I think this one was 2025.
Red Ant Soldiers and Orb Weaver Spiders will be available at Game Preview launch. There will be others in the future, but those are the two we're starting with. The connection that our Grounded community has with us is something we want to keep
I feel like
forging with the
it's even
sequel
summer
as we make an even
2025.
bigger game than the original.
I'm going out off on a limb here because like it was way earlier in the showcase.
Sure.
But
with some trade-offs, like
I'm
the
feeling
game's
it
not
it
done
was
and
even
it's out to the
summer
world.
2025.
But there's so much value in building it alongside the community.
Hold on.
Buggies change how you traverse and navigate the park. What we're doing with Grounded 2 is we're actually keeping zip lines held back so we can see how players engage with buggies, and then we can tweak zip lines to bring them
Early
back
access
over
is
time
coming
to
next
really
month. It's
complement
coming
that
in
buggy
July
experience
on
and make
July
exploring the park
29th.
far more fun. That kind of
It's coming to
feedback
early
loop helped
access.
shape the original Grounded, and we wanted to shape the design for Brook Hollow Park, archetypes, buggies, all of it. We also learned a lot from that first time around.
It's
One thing
actually
that
next
stood out
month.
Immediately, players blaze through our content, especially the story. That makes sense. Story, characters, world building, that's kind of Obsidian's thing. It's the flavor we bring to the survival genre. So this time, we're starting with a much bigger baseline.
There's been an explosion at Brook Hollow Park. Chaos descended on a ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against
Give
their
me a
will.
sec. I'm checking some
One of
stuff
our
out
favorite
here.
parts of the first game was watching the community uncover clues and spin up theories. This time around, we're leaning even more into that, and we'll be keeping a close eye on what our players discover and how they interpret it. Because you never know what might inspire us as development moves forward.
We really started to hit our groove at the end of Grounded 1. We found that being open about what we were planning and then following through was key to building trust with the community. As a small team, we had to experiment with update pacing and scope, and what we found resonated the most with all of you were bigger, beefier updates, even if it took us a little longer to land. So
Still not. No,
Larger,
I was
more
looking at the
complete updates
websites
spaced out
of
just
a
enough
couple of the
so we can
games
take
to
your
see if
feedback seriously
any of
and
them
make
would talk
every
about
drop
Switch 2,
count.
although it's not in
You can
this
expect in our
in the
big
showcase.
updates, new buggies,
but no.
new biomes, new building pieces, all the good stuff. And we're launching with a public roadmap so everyone knows what to be excited about in the future.
All of us at Obsidian Entertainment and IDOS Montreal are super excited about how close we are to letting all of you players get shrunk a second time and explore the all-new park on buggies in Grounded 2. If you're a returning Grounded player, we're really looking forward to you experiencing all the improvements. If this is your first time getting Tiny, then all I can tell you is that a world with an entirely new perspective and an entirely new feel awaits
I don't
you
know,
in Brook
Canadian
Hollow
chick,
Park.
but unfortunately, it's one of the
Time to
only
ride
2
together
mounts
and
available in
survive
the beginning is a spider mount. I really hope that they put the arachnophobia mode in. I never thought of that the phobia could be big enough that it affects you through a video game. And it's fine, like it's not a diss or anything. It's like because like I said, I hate clowns, but it's never made me so uncomfortable that I don't want to watch a horror movie about clowns or a video game about clowns, because it just makes it even worse. And July 29th, okay, we would have seen it in 2 seconds. Oh. Man, once again, copyrighted music. So now we're going to get like a sizzle reel of everything we saw. Ninja Gaiden 4, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. That's freaking amazing. We got the Grounded 2, Clockwork Revolution. That was good. Keeper, interesting. Black Ops 7, Sea of Thieves, meh. Aphelion, meh. Gears of War Reloaded, awesome. Clockwork Revolution again. Invincible VS. Final Fantasy 16, 7, awesome, but I want them to on Switch. Mudang 2 Hearts, that looks Age of Mythology Retold, Blood of the Dawnwalker, Super Meat Boy 3D, better be coming to Switch, Ninja Gaiden 4, crazy. Is it still copyrighted music? Yeah, definitely. Chronos, Persona 4 Remake, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, Beast of Incarnation, There Are No Ghosts at the Grand... Look, man, this is cooking. This is insane, this showcase. I really hope our Nintendo Direct that we get soon at Fate's End is going to manage to match or top this. Like, we need some hype. Even if it's far release dates, I just want confirmation of what I should be excited for the next, like, 6 months to a year. Outer Worlds 2. Animo, we're going to get sued by Nintendo again. Planet of Lana 2. Outer Worlds. Okay, so they're cycling back through the same games. It's honestly a pretty big one. Still copyrighted music. And the handheld too, man. Oh look, Silksong was on the handheld. You guys saw it for a flash of a second there. There we have it, guys. That was the Xbox showcase. Honestly, really, really good one. Now we can sort of close this. We can mute this. Honestly, it was a really good showcase. I've got to give it to Xbox. Now, the problem is, are they going to deliver? Because don't forget, like, I'm hoping they deliver. I've said it before. The more good games we get across all consoles, the happier I am. I'm not a guy that like wants Nintendo to be successful and everyone else to fail. That's not me. I want all the consoles to get great games, because the more great games we have, the more great games we're going to continue getting. Hold on. We don't want to watch the Daily Show. Okay. So, honestly, it is very, very positive. The only problem I have is Microsoft over the last couple of years has consecutively under-delivered when the games release. Let's be honest, a lot of their killer games, when they were delivered, didn't come up to par to what they were promising. I'm hoping this is a turnaround point, and I hope that most of these games deliver amazing experiences. I also hope that all the major games I'm super interested in are going to be announced for Switch 2. But like I said, I'm going to seriously look into getting a handheld, the Xbox handheld. It'll depend on pricing and what else is happening around that time for the Switch 2, because obviously if we have like multiple big games coming out for months, if we have multiple big games coming out for months, I don't think I'm gonna be picking up another handheld. You know what I mean? But if it's a little bit slower on the Switch side and the price makes sense, I will be getting it, and we will check it out. But it's gonna be a mixed bag. It's gonna be a mixed bag deciding on whether it happens or not. Like it's gonna really depend on everything else. Really, really depends. Anyway, so I'm gonna get going, guys, because already this was longer than I was expecting for the showcase. I should have read it. They said it was 2 hours, but I definitely am going to get some content out very, very, very soon. So I hope I see you guys in those videos. And if not, we should have a upcoming... I'm going to see tomorrow if we're doing a... what you may call it? A warp zone. I do think we're going to do a warp zone. Okay, but the warp zone might be a focused one like we've done the last times, where we're going to be like focusing around talking about Switch 2 games and stuff like that. So thank you so much for showing up. Love y'all. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video. Have a great one, guys.